It's the most wonderful time of the year, where the Las Vegas Raiders lose to the Cincinnati Bengals. Don't worry, this will not be a musical episode. I will most likely not have one of those. What can I do with the Patriots? Let's see. With the New England Patriots shit the bed against the Buffalo Bills. I definitely should have come in prepared. Where the Philadelphia Eagles didn't show up to play the Tampa Bay Bucks. And the Dallas Cowboys just kept penalizing themselves. It cost them the game. And the Kansas City Chiefs sent Big Ben to retirement. And then the Arizona Cardinals, well, they got their ass kicked against the LA Rams. I guess we're it. See ya! I'm kidding. We're not done yet. We got so much more to discuss. This weekend was awesome. Except for the 49ers winning over the Cowboys. Rodgers, destroy them. What is up, everyone? What is going on? My name is Matthew Langer, and we are going to be breaking down Super Wild Card Weekend, which for the most part wasn't that bad, except for 7-2. Why do we have that anyway? Both of those games were awful. But we're going to be breaking down every single wildcard game, and even though the Seattle Seahawks are not in the playoffs anymore, though, there is still plenty to talk about for the NFL. So, 6 games this weekend. We had the Raiders at the Bengals. We had the Patriots at the Bills. We had the Eagles and the Bucks. We had the 49ers and the Cowboys, and the Steelers and the Chiefs. And then, to wrap it all up, just ending just a little bit ago, is the Cardinals and the Rams. So, we're first going to talk about each game. I'm hopefully not going to talk about it too much because I usually talk like 10 minutes about the Seahawks though, but I mean it's mostly just me complaining about them, so uncomfortable. And then of course we're going to talk about the next 4 games, which I am very, very excited for it. So yeah, first game, got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati Bengals ended up taking it 26-19, and yeah, there was a lot of controversy in this game. Near the end of the first half, Joe Burrow rolled out through a pass. It was caught, I believe it was caught by Tyler Boyd. I didn't really see most of that game, and it definitely looked like he stepped out of bounds, though, or actually at least the refs blew the play dead before he caught the ball, so it should have been incomplete. Actually, not incomplete. That play never should have happened, though, and unfortunately, it kind of cost them. The Bengals ended up, just like I said, they ended up winning by 7, so if that got cut off the board, then that wouldn't have happened, though. But you know what? It still would have been 3rd down, and they were in field goal range, though. But then again, on the final play of the game where the Raiders went for it on 4th and goal, if it was 22-19, they would have kicked the field goal, which that could have sent to overtime. So you could play what if with that game for as long as possible. But you know what, though? For the most part, it was a very good game played by the Cincinnati Bengals. So Joe Burrow went 24 for 34, 2 touchdowns, 244 yards. Jamar Chase just killing it again. Man, that man is amazing. I am not looking forward to covering him in a couple years because, oh my gosh, it's just going to be so bad. He had 9 catches for 116 yards, and they got a date with the Tennessee Titans next, which that should be one hell of a game. So, yeah, and because of the controversy, though, the refs that were reffing that game are now no longer allowed to ref that game. So, yikes. Which is why I said we need a sky judge. But you know what, though, it was still a thrilling game that came down to the last couple. Then it came down to the last couple seconds. And it was a lot better than his next game. Second game was the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. And all I'm going to say is, actually, Buffalo won 47-17. all I will say is this was probably one of the most enjoyable games to watch all year. It was not close in any way, shape, or form. If you want like a smash mouth back and forth game where both teams show up and they want to win, though, this is not the game for you. But because I hate the Patriots so freaking much, this was very, very satisfying, and I'm sure it was very satisfying for the Bills too because they just poured their anger and frustration of 20 years of Tom Brady beating them, and they just unleashed it on this game. I don't think that New England had a positive thing to say about this game. Anyway, for the Bills, I didn't have it. I was about to say I didn't have a positive thing to say. I don't have anything negative to say about it. Allen had plenty of time in the pocket. He ended up going 21 for 25 for 308 yards and 5 touchdowns. He had more touchdowns than incompletions. Like, that is very, very impressive. And that Bills defense was just absolutely incredible. And the Buffalo is such a weird team this year because they are so on and off, where there are times they lose to the Jaguars and then they put up performances like that where it's like, oh yeah, I want to play you guys right now. And I don't believe I said this on camera, but if Buffalo plays like this for the rest of the season, they're in the Super Bowl. I think they will beat the Chiefs next week. I think they'll beat the Titans or the Bengals next week, whoever they play in the championship game. I have so much faith in them though because of that performance that they put up. Though just Allen was just absolutely incredible, and they even got the run game going. Devin Singletary, he got 16 attempts for 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. He broke off some big runs though, and Stephon Diggs didn't really even have that big of a game. So, but yeah, the Patriots were just no match for the Bills, and just as I said, this was probably one of the most enjoyable games to watch all year because how bad the Patriots played. Now the bad news is, you know the Patriots are going to be back. Though I'm sure Belichick is going to make sure that this does not happen again. So we're going to have another Patriots dynasty. Gosh, I hope not. But yeah, Bills they beat the Patriots so badly in this game. And then of course you go into the next game. It's the Eagles and the Buccaneers. And to me this was a game I just wasn't really that interested in though. I don't think that the Eagles are a bad team. I think they are a good team though, but they never won a playoff. They never beat a playoff team last year. And for me, I felt like the Eagles were actually, to me, the Eagles were actually kind of a bit of a forgotten team. Where all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, I'm like, you guys are actually pretty close to the playoffs because everyone knew. Actually, I'm pretty sure everyone was like, oh, the Eagles are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL next year. And well, they proved us wrong. And you went though, congrats to the Eagles though. You had a very good season. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do in the future, especially as you build around your team. But kind of going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady, I was like, I think Tom Brady's gonna win his first home game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, if you know what I mean. He hosted the Super Bowl, which, yeah, that went well. But yeah, I mean, I saw the fourth quarter where the Eagles like started to get some drives going. They started getting Devontae Smith involved, and I'm like, where in the world's this been all game? It's because teams play stupid against Tom Brady. Believe me, we've been one of them. So this is a game that I just really wasn't interested in though. I saw a little bit of it, but that was about it though. Yeah, Tom Brady, he had a really good game. 271 yards, 29 for 37, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans had himself a great game. That is going to be one fantastic game with the Rams next week. And then, of course, you have the game of the week. San Francisco 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. I saw this game. This was one of my most hyped up games of the week. Of course, they got a bitter rivalry, though both these teams hate each other. They just have so much history between them, whether you're talking about the catch, the 1992-1994 NFC Championship games, though, the Terrell Owens play where he put the ball on the middle of the star and the Cowboys clobbered him, though. Yeah, this game really wasn't all that entertaining for the first 3 quarters, though. Cowboys, they were just off. That offense just could not find any rhythm, though. But that fourth quarter came around and it got wild. It all started with the Cowboys faking a punt. though. They got a field goal out of it to decrease 13. And then Jimmy Garoppolo threw an interception. Dak ran it in. And then, of course, Cowboys had one more chance. Cedric Wilson couldn't come up with a diving catch. And then, of course, a bunch of controversy near the end where Deebo Samuel got the first down. Then they reviewed it, backed it up. Jimmy Garoppolo got the first down. Then there was false start. And then, of course, QB draw, which that did not work out at all. And I know there's going to be a lot of frustration and hate going out to Mike McCarthy, though. And while I do think that Mike McCarthy's play calling is a bit weird, though, he definitely has some very questionable decisions. I don't think he should deserve the most criticism, though. I actually don't even think he should go to the defense either. That defense really did not play that bad, though, and it gave the Cowboys plenty of chances in that. In the second half, though. 49ers only scored 7 points in the second half, though, and those 7 points were off the Dak Prescott interceptions. And there were times that Cowboys offense looked good, but that really wasn't saying much, though. But it really was the penalties, though. Cowboys are one of the most penalized teams in the NFL. They had 14 penalties for 89 yards, and some of those penalties were on some big-time plays. And you just can't have that. You just can't have that at all. So I think penalties was definitely one of the biggest reasons why the Cowboys lost that game. So sorry, Cowboys fans, but you know what? I guess this ain't your year. How long have you been saying that for? The 90s? I wasn't even born in the 90s. Man, your life must just be a disappointment then. I think I pissed off a lot of Cowboys fans. It's okay. At least you didn't throw the ball in the 1 yard line against the New England Patriots. You know what? You beat the New England Patriots this year, so congrats for that. And then, of course, you got the final Saturday game. Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City winning 42-21, though most likely sending Big Ben Roethlisberger into retirement. I think he's going to retire. I don't think he can do it anymore. And here's the thing about the Chiefs, though. It was a bit of a weird game, though. I mean, you look at the stats. Patrick Mahomes just killed it. He had 404 passing yards. He went 30 for 39, 5 touchdowns. Did have an interception, though. But for some reason, that Chiefs offense just did not show up in that first quarter, though. And, yeah, then Steelers got the defensive touchdown, and they went off. Scored like 35 unanswered points in like a quarter and a half. Though, and yeah, just like I said, like they killed the Steelers at that point, though. I mean, that defense was dominating for like the first 3 quarters, though. They gave up a little in the fourth quarter, but you know what? They already had like a 28-point lead, so it didn't really matter all that much. And so, yeah, they got to go play against the Bills, but we're gonna talk more about that in a little bit. And then final game, you had the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. This game just finished just a little bit ago. It was Arizona 11, Rams 34. And I mean, congratulations to Matthew Stafford for getting your very first playoff win, though. I do like you. I don't like your team. And I think it was mostly just Kyler Murray just not really Actually, no, not just Kyler Murray. It was just the Arizona team in general. I mean, first of all, they didn't show up. Second of all, I think just the playoff pressure just hit them too badly, though. And this was the game I was the most excited for of the 6. Though I thought this was just going to be an incredibly close game. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched, though. And, of course, they had very weird endings to the season. Arizona winning 3 of the past 4 games. Of course, in that final game against Seahawks, run defense was bad. Offensive line was not good. But then look at the Rams. And Stafford's thrown 8 interceptions in the past 4 games. He was very, very clean tonight. So, but yeah, I don't even think the Rams. I don't even think the Rams really like played at their best, though. They just got off to that early lead, and that defense was just dominant, though. That they really just didn't really have to do much, especially in that second half, though. Stafford, he went 13 for 17, 2 touchdowns, 202 yards, though. He actually probably could have done better. There were a couple drops by the Rams, so that happened. And then, yeah, Cooper Kupp, he only had 5 catches for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. And here's the thing, if you're going to put up a dominant performance like that, though, and Cooper Kupp only has like 5 catches for 61 yards, then you're in trouble, though. And yeah, for the Rams, they got that run game going. They broke out some big yards, though. Odell Beckham, nice pass, though. So, and then oh yeah. The one other thing though, of course, Buda Baker. I mean that's just a terrible, terrible thing to happen to a player though. So, prayers go out to you, man. Hope you hope you come back better than ever. Although, don't pick off Russell Wilson near the end zone again, because if not, DK Metcalf will chase your ass down. So yeah, that's gonna set up for just one fantastic divisional weekend though. Like probably better than I could have predicted, though. Of course, you had the Bengals and Titans, 49ers and Packers, Rams and Buccaneers, and of course, Bills and Chiefs. Let's first start off with the Bengals and Titans. We're getting up to near 16 minutes, so let's kind of go through this. Bengals and Titans. I would have probably said this is probably the game I'm the least excited for of the four, though. And here's like that's not saying much, though. This game has potential to be one of the best games of the year. I'm still not sure if the Titans are getting Derrick Henry back. I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to get Derrick Henry back so badly in this game, because he's such a game changer, though. Tennessee definitely is getting healthy at the right time. They're so thankful. I'm pretty sure they're so thankful they had that. They had the bye, and then the Bengals. The Bengals played good against the Raiders, though, but they definitely were not as dominating as they were in some of their last couple of games, though, which that's not saying much, though. The Bengals are still a very good team, and they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and I don't think anyone wants to play the Bengals, and that's including the Titans, though. But Tennessee is going to be a very scary team if they're back healthy, and if Derrick Henry is going to be running over you for like 150 yards, something like that, though. They're going to be hard to stop, but if the Bengals show up and they're red hot, this is going to be one high-scoring game. It's going to be one back-and-forth affair. But I think it's just all going to depend on, like, are the Titans healthy? Are the Bengals going to be red hot? Are they going to play good? Are they going to play meh? Or is Joe Burrow just going to destroy that Titans defense, though? So I think this game is going to go either way, though. And then second game, you got the 49ers and the Packers, which they got a lot of playoff history, though. Packers beat the 49ers earlier this year in a thrilling game. And 49ers are probably one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, though. And I mean that defense is just absolutely incredible, though. And the 49ers, even though Jimmy Garoppolo is probably one of the weak actually he's probably the worst quarterback in the playoffs right now. But hey, he's got receivers. He's got receivers. He can do it. And Elijah Mitchell's having a good year, though. The 49ers can kill you. They can really, really hurt you, though. But you are going up against the Packers, and Packers are pretty good too, and they're getting healthy at the right time, though. That is going to be another fantastic game. And then, of course, second to last game, Sunday game, you have the Rams and the Buccaneers, and they played earlier in the season, though, and the Buccaneers weren't really a match for them. Rams destroyed them 34-20, 34-24. I know it's like a 10-point difference, though, but yeah, that's gonna be another good game. And just as I said, I don't even think the Rams really kind of gave it their all, because they got off to that early lead and they kind of relaxed a bit, though. But yeah, that is gonna be one fantastic game. Tom Brady, he has not played well against the Rams as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He's been 0-2 so far, and the Buccaneers are a very different team than they were earlier in the season, though. Of course, Godwin, he's out for the year. Torn ACL. Antonio Brown is no longer there. So now you look at like wide receiver threats, and I see Mike Evans, and I just don't really see anyone else, though. I mean, of course you got Gronk, though, but this is gonna be a very close game. And you know what? If I'm a betting man, I'm saying that the Rams win. But here's the thing: you don't ever underestimate Tom Brady in the playoffs, though. And of course actually, even this year, though, Tom Brady for some reason cannot play well against the Saints. Though he's been 0-4 in the regular season, but you know what? He beat the Saints in the playoffs last year. So you know what? It just depends on who shows up, though. And don't underestimate Tom Brady. I don't care what his team is like, though. The Buccaneers are good, but I still think they're kind of one of the weaker teams in the playoffs, though, because of kind of their injuries and that secondary, though. And if Tristan Wirfs isn't going to play, Tom Brady may get a lot more pressure than he usually does. So it's that's gonna be a really good game and a really good test, though. If Tom Brady just needs to bring his A game, and you know what, he always brings his A game in the playoffs. So this is gonna be one good game, and then final game, Bills and Chiefs. This is the game I'm the most excited for. Both teams put up like pretty darn perfect games against their opponents. So Chiefs got off to a slow start, but when they were on, they looked unstoppable. And just to say about Buffalo, I think they put up the best performance. They put up a perfect game. If I'm looking at this game, I have no idea who's gonna win, and I am so excited. Of course, AFC Championship rematch, though. They played early in the season. Buffalo just destroyed them offensively. I don't think Kansas City is going to get destroyed, but I don't think Buffalo is either. If both these teams are on, that could be one of the best games of the year, and I think that is definitely a must-watch game. So, we're getting near the end of the season. It's getting wild, and I'm so excited to see it. Though, I know Cardinals and Rams was a bit of a bust. Didn't really live up to my hype, but you know what? The Moon Knight trailer did. That looked pretty damn cool. So yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comments about Wildcard Weekend. What game are you most excited for? And do you think the Seahawks deserve to be in the playoffs? No, we didn't. We'll see you next Sunday. Talk about the divisional weekend, and it gonna be fun, baby. It gonna be fun. I will see you next time. Bye.